today what I want to talk about is something that I usually will take clients through, and it's kind of how I help them actually achieve what they want. Because regardless of what your goal is, so you can apply anything that I talk about here to your financial goals, to your housekeeping goals, to your fitness goals, like whatever your goal is. But it's really critical when we're talking about health and wellness goals because it is so personal, because how we look reflects so much of our self-worth and our just the way that we move through life. And so this is a process that I've kind of developed, started actually with myself, just how do you actually do the things that you want to do in order to achieve your goal? So this process starts off with maybe on Sundays, you're sitting there on the couch, scrolling, binging, whatever you're doing, and you start thinking about the week to come and what you want to accomplish that week. Something happened, you got inspired, you're motivated, and so you're like, I'm going to wake up early every day, I'm going to go for a run, I'm going to pack my lunch, I'm going to cook dinner every night, I'm not going to eat out this week. Whether that was a financial goal or a health goal or whatever, you start thinking about how awesome you are going to be this week. You might even think, oh, maybe I should go for a walk right now. No, tomorrow. I'll do it. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up early and I'm going to do that walk. Or when I get home from work, I'm going to do that 30-minute walk. You actually start getting a dopamine hit from just the planning and thinking about how awesome this is going to be, even though you in that moment don't have the energy, the motivation, the willpower, whatever, to actually do the thing. But tomorrow's version of you is a different story. So first of all, I call that the tomorrow fallacy, in that the version of you tomorrow or Saturday, whatever, will somehow have more energy, be more motivated, have stronger willpower than the version of you today. So there's always a now factor, like that you need to do something right now that is one tiny step forward. But when we're looking at what is your goal, so your goal is here, and then there's the action steps to actually get there. So I talk about make plans, not choices, execute the plan. I came up with this when I was, a caregiver, a full-time college student who had to get straight A's in order to get into grad school and was kind of unwisely competing in triathlons at the time and, working out 8 times a week, probably at least 8 times a week. So burning the candle at both ends, but you can scale that down to anything. Mom of 3, busy, maybe she's working, whatever. We all have our reasons why it's hard to actually do the things that we need to do, that we want to do. So make plans, not choices, comes kind of back to that tomorrow fallacy. So you make those plans for that week, you get that dopamine hit when you're thinking about how awesome you're going to be. So when it comes to actually Monday morning, when you were supposed to get up to go for that run, or to pack your lunch, or to budget, to do whatever it is that you're doing, you have to execute the plan, because otherwise you're just pushing it off and pushing it off. So now you get the dopamine hit for actually doing the thing, and that builds into consistency, and consistency leads to momentum, and now it's not so hard anymore. But there are always those times when you get the I don't want us. It is really difficult in that moment. You don't want to do it, and this is where I use the 5-minute rule. So I use this to go clean the kitchen sometimes, to go fold my laundry or put my laundry away, to go to the gym, sometimes just to get out of my warm bed in the morning and hop up and get dressed or get in the shower or whatever. So the 5-minute rule, I set a timer. I'll usually use my Alexa for this. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes. Also, this works great for kids. 5 minutes, we're turning the TV off, time to clean up, whatever. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes. You can do whatever you want in that 5 minutes. You can take a nap, you can scroll, you can lay on the ground and kick and scream, but when that timer goes off, you're like Pavlov's dog, and you get up and you do the thing. No thinking, just action. It's really bad. And maybe you're like, am I coming down with something? Do I not want to go do this workout because my body's telling me I need to rest? If that's the case, you really either really don't want to, or you think maybe you shouldn't, you set another 5-minute timer. You start doing the thing, Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes. When that timer goes off, if you still really feel like you shouldn't be doing this, you need to rest, you did 5 minutes. Most of the time, you feel better because you're up and moving, you're doing the thing, you're following through, like all of the physical and emotional benefits that come with it. You feel better and you finish it. You might even crush it. And if it's a workout, a lot of times those workouts are the ones that end up being the ones that are like so memorable, and like I'm so glad that I actually did that workout, because the kind of emotional, psychological hump that you overcame, it's an exponential benefit that you get, rather than a workout that you were like, yeah, kind of pumped about, let's go do it, crush it. Overcoming that makes it even better, which makes it easier to do the next time. So that make plans, not choices, execute the plan. Now you're actually, that dopamine hit is real. And there are benefits, there are results toward your goal that you're actually seeing that will propel you further. So that is a big part of my coaching. Conversations that I have all the time with people. It could be a really specific thing that we're talking about, or it could be on a much more of a macro level, depending on the client. And it's something that I utilize both aspects of that in my daily life all the time.